He doesn't have to trade Kyrie where Kyrie wants to go. Dallas is taking a real gamble here. But in reality, it is kind of a win-win for Dallas.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think Luka and Kyrie are really going to work, and we can dive into that to ourselves because I'd like to hear your thoughts on it as well. But to kind of like put everything in perspective is that so they made this deal, they made this trade, and they gave up a 2029 first round pick. They gave up a 2029 second round pick. They gave up a couple more second round picks, and then Spencer Dinwiddie and Finney Smith, right? Dorian Finney Smith. So not not a lot as people thought, not as much as people thought. I mean, even the Clippers put together a better package than that. But what this did,
or what was offered, that's why I was like, it's a weird deal. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. What it did is it, for Dallas's perspective, it did a couple things. One is that got them another star next to Luka, which has always been a big question. Can another star fit next to Luka? Secondly, what it did is it cleared cap space if Kyrie decides to leave. So before this Kyrie trade, the Dallas Mavericks were essentially stuck. They have a 500 team, a team that can't win without Luka. They're 0-7 on the year without Luka. And it was becoming a real sort of issue, and they didn't really have a way out. So now you get Kyrie. If it works, great. You give Kyrie that extension, you max him out, and then all is right. If it doesn't work, then you can let Kyrie go, and now you have you have enough money to get to a full max deal if you need to, or you can, or if Kyrie, let's say Kyrie he doesn't want to be a Laker, he wants to leave, then same thing. You still have a full max deal. So there are still a lot of thoughts that Kyrie is going to leave in the offseason. And then, maybe the Lakers get him, maybe some other team gets him, although it would be kind of tough for the Lakers to get him in the offseason. You basically have to renounce everything and everyone, and Kyrie would have to take a discount. But maybe Kyrie would be okay with that because he'd probably make more money in brand deals, endorsements, stuff like that. So that's something to think of too. This Dallas experiment is going to be very interesting because, immediately after it was done, a ton of reports came out that hey, this is very likely going to be 3-4 month rental by the Dallas Mavericks, which could make sense. But what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
Well, I'm curious to know from one, was the original intention to make it like a playoff type, thing to make sure they get some playoffs and, to really make a run for the title, because obviously we know the Mavericks aren't taking this year. Like you said, they're a 500 team. So for the Mavericks, it just begs me to ask the question, what is their, obviously I think their goal is a champion, but if they're just trying to, the trade to me just was weird. I did not expect Dallas out of all teams to pick up Kyrie. I think before we get too much with him playing with Luka, I think it was a weird trade. I don't necessarily agree with kind of them stopping him from going to LA, because at the end of the day, it sucks. You know what I mean? Like you said, it was pettiness not wanting to give Kyrie what he wanted, but it was also smart too on his behalf, because he knew that if Kyrie were to go to the Lakers, they were pretty much, you almost were, I feel like, handing the Lakers to a key to a golden door and saying, here's your Western Conference Finals championship. That's it. I know. I don't get me wrong. My head could be in the clouds, but realistically, that would be a very strong possibility. I think in the rumors, they wanted, Max Christie, AR, 2 first rounds, and Hachimura. They were asking for. They were kind of asking for, the farm in, in kind of,
it was a lot.
Now, would I have given up Max Christie, AR, 2 first rounds? I don't know that I would have traded that for Kyrie. I don't think so. I think, they were asking for too much. So,
look, Lakers, I don't think so. You couldn't even trade Rui. So the reports that came out that the Nets wanted Rui, Max, AR, and 2 first doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, I understand everything else except for Hachimura. I need that explained. I don't.
They can't even trade Rui, even if they.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. I don't think his contract allowed it, but
I don't think. Look, if the Lakers could have gotten a deal done for Austin Reeves, Max Christie, and 2 firsts, I guarantee you the Lakers would have done it. Like they would have done it. They're not going to let Max Christie and AR go be the difference in them getting Kyrie or not. Now, would I have done it? Probably not. At least, I mean, maybe one of them, but not both of them plus firsts. But
you just gave up a future star, a key component, and your 2 first round for, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's freaking Kyrie Irving we're talking about, but like,
yeah, if it was Russ, Max Christie, let's say it was Russ, Max Christie, and 2 firsts, I think they would have done the deal without a doubt. Without a doubt, like they're not going to let Max Christie be the difference in that deal. But I think that they knew, just like everyone else, that like they're not going to trade us. They're not going to trade us Kyrie Irving. It's not happening. And so it's like, what's the point? Why are you going to do that?
Yeah.
So that's the difference here is just that. But you know, it's unfortunate. It sucks. You know, it would have been nice to get Kyrie. You know, we were all kind of envisioning like the Kyrie, AD, LeBron just game. Like that would have been beautiful. But you know, look, the Lakers can't stop. It happened. You lost Kyrie. Maybe you get him in the offseason, maybe you don't, but you can't wait around and hope that happens.
No.
You've had several opportunities to get him, and it hasn't worked out in any of them. So now at this point, it's like, okay, what's next? What's the next move? What are you going to do? How are you going to approach this? Kyrie in Dallas, I really don't think it's going to work. Luka, look, I don't think Kyrie has any problem being the second fiddle. He was the second fiddle with LeBron. He was the second fiddle with KD. Right. Yeah. So I don't think he has a problem being the second fiddle, but Luka is such a high usage rate player. He's one of the highest usage rates ever, one of the most ball dominant players ever. And so
him and James Harden.
The way that the team is structured in Dallas, one, they have zero defense. So like Dallas, I don't see Dallas doing anything this year. I don't think Kyrie makes them. You can make an argument Kyrie might make them worse because they lost.
Well, that's what I was asking. What's their goal? Like, what was their goal in picking up Kyrie for a few months? You know what I mean? Like,
personally,